like, well, I don't think I streamed last weekend. I mean, my last weekend, but I decided to buy this game. I remember when this came out, like, I think 2 years ago. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, Star Citizen. This is the reason why I bought it, because started to watch a YouTuber play a little demo of Star Citizen Sleeper 2, Citizen Sleeper. And I'm gonna go ahead and start a new game. I know nothing about this game. I haven't seen anybody play this yet. So bear with me. Perk, transfer and acceptance, chance to gain cryo on inference, action, engineering, 0, machine and physical tools, interference, work with digital interferences. It's a -1 for endure, use strength, skill, approach, problem awareness. So this is an operator who works with drones and high precision remote machines from perform complex from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually I'm pretty sure I just butchered that. And precise people. Is that it? We got... Oh. Machinist. A machinist repairs the modules and embedded systems used in industry. Resource and extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work usually diligent, careful, and structured people. Change the game random scrap on engineering actions. Sweet engineering +1. Interference 0. Okay, so engage, approach a problem head on. Since this person thinks carefully, right? How many more? You got this one, and extractor seems cool. Extractors can extract resources, often hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned extractor work are often confined, self-efficient, have a high level of endurance. Sun breath, dice action allows energy recover at home. Cryo on, chance to gain cryo interface on actions. I want to do a machinist. I think I kind of like the machinist approach. Yeah, so engineering tools, I don't know, I think a machinist would be good. I do know this is kind of like maybe a roguelike game. I don't know, but the music is lit. Alright, so we're gonna go with a machinist, since it is the first class to start with, and we're gonna work our way down. Here we go. And happy Veterans Day. The first thing you become aware on waking is disconnecting. It's disconnect. The daily between thinking and feeling, between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's worst when waking, when yourself has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Think of that body. Let's think about that body. A leap into the cold lake on a hot day. The sting of blood welling from a flesh wound, the friction of fingertips, all of a sudden, the memories are closer than you thought, blurring as you approach, until you can't tell one from another. The cold sleeps in behind and around you, and the sensation fade out of reach. Perhaps you should be thankful for the dulled nature of this new body. Given your current circumstances, the walls of the container feels immediately present cold hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. You resist and desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful, not like you used to know pain at least. And in emergency mode, pain is the message delivered to the efficiency of to ease a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistence, throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with a banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the others. You remember there were 10 of you. 10 that could no longer stand. And indentured work, the routines, and the slowly decay. 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day until they realized they had sold day by day until they, okay, sorry, my eyes just went cross-eyed for a second. Always everything that would ever matter. 10 that would escape or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers, but the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if in the airless hold of a freighter you might freeze solid long before you reach any destinations. Try to rest, but you are restless. It has been a long time since you left, surely weeks, maybe months. You dull aware of damage of your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You have spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Time passes, the cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth, not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound to everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its sensors. Then the light white as the cold, softer and softer until in a haze of dirty yellow a figure appears. You're out. What is this? Ooh, is this a ship? Dargos, pragmatic Scavenger. Dragos. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from this container. You sit huddled in a corner in his ship scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of the mylar blankets. You are slowly coming back to unconsciousness, back to life. You stare ornamentally carving elements of your improvised heater. You surrounded by an angular and current lump of ships. Some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shape with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. So, Sleeper, your thawed yet? Almost. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better servants and sub-zero vac. See more than a few of you had frozen solid to whole plates or inside outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Argos comes into focus, shrouded in a makeshift tech, his headset with his glinting eyes, the mark of a drone operator on his shoulder. One of his symbiotic linked drones patched its freezing eyes, locking you with a unflinching stare. Last living sleeper that come through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle of this to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. I plan to survive. You aren't sure if he hears you. I won't ask what led you to do it. To sell yourself to a corporation, and I suppose you know you can't go back your old body. I think that's supposed to be go back to your body. That's theirs now. And you are just a software, a rogue emulation, illegally processing corporate property. You nod along. You remember the biometry signing in the forms that cold floor on your feet. Sorry, I'm just stuttering today. As you pat it to the sleeper cells, the promise of a life off world, but as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least that last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out of Eden Arp. Wants to protect their property, but if they can't keep a hold of you, well, no, then no one can. You remember that two or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers playing obsolence, a built independence on the regular administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop talking them, and your body begins shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? But for now, the sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dargos glances up and away towards the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye. The station you'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He throws off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in these stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dargos stalks back into the Rex. His drone already converging on a rusting Hulk plasma flashes, slithering his spandy fingers as he returns to work. Alright. Welcome to Aaron's Eye. Life on Aaron runs a cycle during which you can talk to the characters and explore areas of the station, perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head up to your current homeland to rest. Rest while moving time forward on the station, ahead to empty containers. Location to the rest of the cycle now. Select the location by D-pad and X. Okay. D-pad and X. This must be a giant ring, I'm guessing. This is my home. All cycles in to rest. Prepare for the next one. Oh, is there anything? Maybe it's a half of a circle? Half of a ring? Oh well. I guess we're gonna rest up. Sorry, I'm terrible at reading, so don't get mad at me. I used to be way better at reading. Come on, get my charger. I need it. I forgot to charge my controller last night. You wake up curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed, its message readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone who know, or you still in the system. Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? Well, we already know escaping is pretty not an option. Getting answers is probably what an option. Or we could build a life. Well, let's go ahead and get answers. All that matters is that the past is impossible to escape. If it remains a blur, what Isn Arp did to you cannot be forgotten. You need a way of understanding all of this before you can move on. Where are you? This is the place. What happened to the others? The questions outnumber the answers. You want to change that, but you will have to learn to survive first. Dargos has left a few comforts in the container, the mylar blanket and the bedroll you slept on, in a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachet of some discarded powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water and the contents of the starch smell like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. As the pungent smell washes over you, images of your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but a skeletal and ghostly, a web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation, bright polygonal shapes like angler suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly vascular about these images, and it's long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Alright. Okay, these are action conditions. The condition represent the current state of your body. Depletes by the segment. The cycle can also be damaged by violence, injury, of lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. You'll have to figure out how to recover the conditions now that you no longer have access to the corporation pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. Action dice. This is what we were reading about with one of the characters. At the start of this cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used as perform actions on the station. The number of dice you roll is based on the current condition. The worse your condition is, fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions, and it must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. Energy. You also need to eat to survive. This representing your bar. Alright, the little fork and knife, crappy knife. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. It becomes empty. You will starve. You'll be starving when starving. Energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will be depleted at a double rate per cycle. Okay, so we need to keep our food and dice. We can roll once per day. We gotta sleep, and medicine is probably gonna be hard to come by. Pharmaceuticals for what we are. We chose, I believe, the machinist. I like the mechanicus in 40 Hammer, so I went with the machinist because it just mines well. I think it'll come in handy sooner on. Cycle. Daigo's standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He is wearing his headset in the harsh light of the corridor. You realize it is implemented. A drone sits on his shoulder. Its catch the center eyes, rapidly raising. How are you feeling? Okay. The drum chirps and good to hear. You notice that beneath the operator rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses, so I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work. Sure. Alright then, he nods. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old holes down, sell them off to the shipyards and or the bright market. Dealing the cryo, occasionally we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value. But most of what comes is in scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper, you'll be used to manual labor, and obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? What is that? These he pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Arweld cryo insulated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in the packet. I wish I could make these words bigger. Kind of hard to read. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can. And sleepers, well, he trails off. But things being the way that they are, for me, at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Happy to... Okay, he pauses. Thinking of something else to add? Look, just come down to the yard. When you are feeling fresher, there's plenty to do. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away with the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. We're probably gonna die for first few times. We're just learning the basics. So this is the shipyard, right? So we're okay. So this is what we are. We look cool though. Look at that. So we're gonna be putting points in. I'm guessing maybe. Cryo and interface, so photosynthetic dice allows energy to recover at home. Sweet. I don't even know how to roll dice. Self-repair sounds really good. We might as well try to go for that. Thrill Seeker, chance to gain energy after an engage in action. We're definitely gonna not try to like fight, probably, because we don't want to lose energy. I have no clue what that is. What is Square? Crowd currency stored in the Erewhon memory known as chits. Alright, we're gonna go here. What is this? So to perform the select with D-pad and X to choose the action dice to assign. Okay, so this is all about the gambling system for like chance. Actions will reward you with collect progress, energy conditions, or items depending on their outcomes. There are 3 types of outcomes. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. And negative, we don't get shit. Asia should have just thought we don't get shit. Okay. Okay, so action dice, these are outcomes as follow. Okay, so we know this by Warframe. We have a character, so we know more, I guess more faces we roll. I'm guessing that's a 6. So it's just like rolling dice. Okay, so... Alright. Taking this in, I'm probably gonna forget. Hull detection, what is that? Riskless, hull, hide, valuable. Components, materials, extracting them. Cutting carefully and skillfully. Time to short and cut away. Okay, input dice, input dice. I'm probably gonna forget it. Actions delay information about their type, risk, and level. Skill and modifiers apply that action. So we're machinists, so we're gonna be really good with machines. Okay, type either critical or repeatable. Critical actions are only performed once. Risk, either safe, risky, or danger. Safe, no loss condition, energy or cryo. Risky, negative outcomes, some cryo or energy loss. Danger, negative outcomes, conditions, loss. Natural outcomes, it can mean cryo or energy loss. The skills in the action requires either engineering, interface, and endurance, or engage. So engage is like awareness, I think. Maybe either -1, 0, +1, or +2. This is added to the action dice. Spot it, improve a value. Some actions so require a +1 to perform. So I'm guessing that's what our perk is, or like what we were good at. Machinist, we got a +1. So would that benefit us for rolling a dice? If we're like taking apart a machine maybe, or working on a machine? Maybe that will give us like a positive like 1. Then endured, manual savages endured, okay. Hull destruction is engineering, manual hull, endured, okay, that's a 0. Engineering is a +1, so that would be 2 risk, okay. Okay, hull decision. We have engineer. We got a +1, so we're gonna go straight to, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put all our eggs in one basket. Off the start. Oh wait, do I not want that? Let's go ahead and put a, I'll put a 50-50 in, right? I need to read the data again. I just completely forgot what I was looking at. I'm not, I read all this stuff and it goes out my ass. I don't even know anymore. Even the rest of this haul, hide valuable components. This is a risky. We're gonna try to do this. We're gonna try to do, we want to do 50-50 on the start for risk. Action often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below, and action fill them They track your actions, how they affect and world, filling a clock, meaning something good or bad is about to happen. Back in business, okay. A debt called in, okay. Something clocks, Dagos, cycle clocks. These clocks themselves once cycle complete without player. And can complete without player input. Oh, so they can just continue. Any action cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. We're gonna go ahead and put a dice. We're gonna put a 1 in. What was that? I skipped something. You are now free to explore errands. I make a life for yourself here. Try tracking and drive to help you survive. Tracking in a drive to track and a drive. Look for food. Keep your energy up. A way to recover conditions. Fill clocks and progress stories and new opportunities. And cycle. Okay. Scroll the station R2. Rotate. Okay, we were already doing that. I want to go ahead and put a 1 in. This is safe, so it doesn't matter. Ah, back in business. Sweet. Look at that. Let's go ahead and explore. I can't upgrade yet, but we're probably gonna... We have a +1, right? Okay, yeah, we do know... Yeah. We have a +1 in engineering, so we're an engineer, so let's keep that in mind. So where were we? We were in the scrapyard. Let's go ahead and go here. I want to see what this is. Cycle clock. Merchants willing to run gauntlet and hidden systems and rare, but these that are wait return eventually. Oh, Doc. And we don't have any of these. We definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so when we were doing these are like Scavenge Shorty. We don't have any of that. Okay, what's up with this? Blight Market. So is this where we buy stuff? Ask for directions. Engage, enchant, risky, smell sounds, buzzing around, input. I guess we should try to... So what is this one? Lowered Gate. What is this? After some spacers cause some trouble. Oh, these are cryo. Input 60 cryo. Pay allowed to... We're not doing that yet. They're just gonna let us do whatever. Okay, I see what's going on. Doc, can we, I want to know the market, but what is this again? Still dock plans. We don't want to do that. Around. And this is the salvage. We can't do anything with that. I want to know the marketplace first. We're going to explore the marketplace. Start action. Local knowledge. Alright. We're probably going to do that once a day. Is this the one that's risky? No, this has nothing. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put more in. And go ahead and give us a 6. Start. Back at business and cryo. 15 cryo. Okay, so we can't get no more. Can't do nothing. We have to go to sleep, right? That's what I'm guessing. Oh, doctor. Next comes the call from the enforced at the door. Forcer at the door. You shuffle down flickering hallways. Towards the open apartment door, you keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue. Try not to bring attention to yourself. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating on out of the space. But now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcers on the door, the flickering light strips the decaying hab block. They have all made the long queue and test of your nerve, but your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, this body of yours will you suppress a shiver and shuffled forward to the front of the queue, trying to find something distractor. Look inside. Look at. We're not gonna look at enforcer because we don't want to cause trouble. Usually when we're going to look at some like gang or idiot, I mean, there's going to be some trouble. You lean against the door frame to look into the apartment. Either way, it's dark, punctuated by the green indicator, the stacks of steel containers. You learn and see amber light flittering through a far doorway, screening with plastic sheeting behind which blurred shapes move and the slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. Wait your turn, he growls. At a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and catch a distinct voice. Send the next one in, and Tashiro. I think that's Tashiro. Okay, the enforcer jerks his head, and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting. On the far door, the room beyond a bathe in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of the bright markets, sealed roof, and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. Come sit, calls a sharp voice. And you see a saluted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns in as they do. You see an expression, confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink and quickly regain their composure. Please sit. Their posture, I'm just going to say posture, gesture, yeah, it's gesture, sorry. To the bed, then to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it. Their eye remains still. Please. Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead and still dazed from their expression. When you first entered, fear, recognition, sadness unmistakably itched across their face. How long have you been on this station? They ask. The scanner still their eye. I don't think we've been here for a few cycles. We don't really know. Maybe a few cycles. We probably were sitting in the container, like just sitting there for like maybe a few cycles before someone woke us up. So we're gonna go and I guess. They nod. It's good you came to me. They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything. They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Your body's dying. They say it's without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. SNCorp doesn't like to see its property technology let loose to prevent bodies like yours, frames as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in case escaping. They built in process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly from the injecting. Okay, remain soul projection. They look up, sound familiar. How do you know this? They shift their seat. You aren't the first sleeper I've encountered. You wait for more, but they go back to their inspection. They swap to your other arm and running some metal device over your skin. You feel a forearm tremble. I'm sorry, Shaman says. And you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch or for the metal or anything else. Emulations like you, sleepers as most people, you know aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status. They focus hard in inspections of your arm, and SN has no reason to release stabilizers into the market. Sabine looks up and if to apologize again. They stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as assembling works, and then silence gives away attention. You stare at their back, willing them to say something to you, anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh. And you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Teshiro outside, Yunnan. He works for my benefactor, Yatagin. They are influential in the low end. They gave me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, and sew up their wounds. They look away. But Yuntin, I think it's Yatagin. I think he's Yatagin. Has connections to smugglers from the Starward Belt. Mercenaries working for the corporations. Amber, if they can source the stabilizers, maybe you'll have a better chance. Sabine sets down their notes and complete this. This is dangerous and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Why help me? Sabine walks away in the window. Their face dappled by the shadows and the pressing drone. Let's just see if this works first. Let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave the ceiling, still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the marketplace. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Alright. Okay, we need to wait. We probably want to sleep, right? I don't think we can do anything else, can we? Oh, we can't. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and sleep, I guess. I didn't even see this back here. We're gonna do that tomorrow then. Go home for now. And cycle. This time you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station that shifts skeletal ring surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, starched out across the colorless void. The connections begin to establish themselves, and threads are tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors in exchange, and then extensions as you feel your thoughts slipping away, down them dissolving into millions of Distribute nodes that can connect to you. See the station. Know you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Observe. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you see, feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of absolute loops and severed pathways. It has a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice tugging, feeling, pulling at you, instantaneously, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling you into the direction at once. You look down. All suddenly, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into the unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours, all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open the dark steel walls. You feel a change within, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it's waiting there. And the station's splayed out across your mind, a storm of connections, nodes, and waiting to be explored, and then it is gone. We're starving. Do we have food? Are we hungry? I don't know how to feed. Can I feed myself? I don't know how to eat, so we're gonna die. I'm already panicking. We're definitely gonna die. I'm starving. Should go here maybe. We need to find a place to eat. That's the thing. We're gonna go ahead and is this not done yet? Does this bar fill up? Hold up. What is this? Get me out of this. What is this? How do I... No, I want to twist it. Twist. Is there like options? I want large. Music level. Okay, that's okay. Scroll speed, fast. Shipyard. What's in a shipyard? There was something down here, right? I know. Was this it? We were in the shipyard, right? So you have connections, but you do have skills. You don't have connection, but you still have skills. Let's go ahead and throw in that's a risky, but I want to do this. We're gonna start action. +1 yard, natural outcome. We're really gonna need to continue looking on the I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Acknowledge available action. Food! Hey! I found food! It is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With the precise, dedicated movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus and detained walk. I don't even know what that is. His other hand ideally tossing a metal bowl. Sliced vegetables in the red flickering dressing smell incredible. Can I eat now? You watch as that fulfills the set of the odor, heaping fungus in the blight salad. This spotting in the plastic trays, a stack of chits and rattling aprons. Approach. You join the queue. It's most made out of dirty scavengers' vac suits and unzipped and rolled down exposed stained vests, grubby nose, and lettuce and scars tattooed, laced of scars tattoos. They discuss the best food on the eye, the best drinks, comparing notes on bright market. Drives their words cut through with a heavy spacer slang. Eventually, it's your turn. You shuffle up to the front, empathize with the speaks in deep, even tone without looking. First try is free. They smell almost unbearably strong as he cooks an earthliness of fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers. Emphasize, says while he cooks. His voice deep but clear. A hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap, piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about a story of your journey. To the eye, and he nods. He cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confession, the pain, but also the sense of possibility in its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container, and the endless cycles spent within. It seems you tell him like some dream that you once had but you can never forget. You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually you tell off running off words. He places a plastic tray steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we talk some more, he smiles. But next time you pay. He slams a heavy hand against the button on the burner's side and it shuts it off. And the roars of flame and impressive heat fades next time, then sleeper. He waves away and begins to oil the work. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric pattern and circular scars across his forearm, each surrounding with a concentrated of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, sweet fungus. Your taste sensors light up like a fusion reactor. You will be back. What is Orc Exchange? We have a +1. I'm gonna go ahead and take the risk. Negative energy plus 10 cryo. Okay. We not get no more dice? Is this just like it? We don't have nothing. Okay, so we only need dice to do stuff. Again, Skeletal Ring Station fills your mind, sparkling with glitter lights like stars reflect. Winter Lakes, it is clear, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads, you see bright shapes catching shimmering light beneath transparent crystals. Forms, you follow the path of thread across the ring through these forms, then leap off into the void. You begin to understand these are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops that it seems almost impossible to praise. But you begin to try. Should we focus on the threads or the nodes? Let's go ahead and focus on the nodes. The nodes are glassy, bright, and all these flow only solid fixed points. You approach one pyramid of the triangle dimension and are difficult here, and lean close to it. Inside, shifting layers conceal a tangle of threads, a meeting point of exchange, but before you can glimpse any further, the glass clouds and harden, cutting you off. The threads of nodes, passages, and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There is so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across the ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then, instantly tugging at you, pulling at you, you look down again and see two lines, threads, pulling you in different directions as if they were tied to you. The first thread leads out away from the station into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the threads to you. They are in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. The second thread leads you to pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you'll see something. A spiral shimmering above strange and angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing you over you like a torch beam, testing you, tasting you. You open your eyes. Time is short. So I'm being hunted. Someone is out there tracking you. Follow their trail, and it won't be long before they arrive. Something's changed inside of you. You can now access data cloud in the eye, networks of decaying protocols, and data caches. While there you can use dice, items, and sometimes an extract data. But careful, these networks are old and strange. Toggle for stronger the view and so these are nodes. Okay, they work like dice actions, but in order to unlock from the dice displayed on the right hand of the hand section, if you have a 1 or a +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any dice that matches the dice displayed. So we need a matching dice or something. We don't have we don't have that dice. This gate keeps traffic out of the Heaven Shipyards network. The correct cipher will grant you input 1 Heaven cipher. We don't have that. Let's go eat. We're starving. We are a Fungus fan. We definitely are. We probably don't want to do that yet, maybe? I probably want to go back to the shipyard, right? That's a 2. That's a 1. That's a 2. That's a nothing. Okay, we have that one. Alright, let's get to work. Let's do risky. We're gonna go ahead and throw a back in business, plus 15 cryo. We're not hungry no more. Do we have a perk? And we don't. What's the shipyard? Oh yeah, we can help to build. We have this. Let's go ahead and plus 1 yard hand. We don't get nothing for that. We're gonna have to rest again. I'm loving this game so far. Can I have save? Is it automatic save? Oh, it auto saves. Can I turn that off? I put large text on the screen, but it's not popping up large. It's making me upset. I sit on my bed. So I don't really have a... Let me get my stool. Yeah, I think it'll be better for me to read, because I can't read, like, long distance. I start, like, freezing up. Okay. Can't do anything there. We don't need any food, do we? How can I see my status? That's the thing I want to see. I want to see my hunger bar. I think, oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. Alright, let's just... We're gonna go back to sleep. Empty container. So this is, I think this is kind of like a roguelike. This is not like an easy game to play. We're still being hunted. As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor towards you. Sleeper, wait up! Turn. Fing is coming down the corridor towards you. Wonky will grin on his broad face. He glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around, just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head rough. It can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was its old urn said? The eye opens for all of us. A nice idea, but, well, not always very particular. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. Whose urn? You'll pass together into the main walkway. No one has told you about Urn? He's the founder of this place. That's why it bears his name. Heaven Edge should organize some seminars. He laughs. Not really. My department with systems. Everything in the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin. The systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, I know a little about you. Sleepers, I have a little proposition for you. He glances around, but this is not a place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare. Then when you are settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say it's true about you sleepers, well, there's a work to be done. He pats you on the back. His voice bright in his dark look, suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Oh, we met an odd guy. We're probably going to meet a lot more other people that are probably weird. We're hungry again. We're going to go for breakfast. Okay, I see how much cryo I have. It's down at the bottom. It was going into the doctor. The first thing you see on entering the glint of tertiary implants, like cat's eyes, in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive. Southern door entryway is still dark. You push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with a case open in front of him. A set of vitals lined up inside. Vials, my bad. Separated from foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea you're tugging. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be used. On the tests, that seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice, but gestures is set on the bed. Stabilizers work under the similar principles to the immune suppressants in the transplant operations, and that is stops your body from rejecting unfamiliar parts in itself. In the case of your frame, unfamiliar parts is each of your biometric organs groups, which other over time identified by your body as foreign materials, therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial and would-be stabilizer. However, unlike the immune suppressant, this stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting the entire immune system. Instead, re-encodes your biometric organs with the new protein chain, which acts as passcodes. Within the immune systems, the stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Which means the stabilizers should be able to encode the organic or biometric matter to be accepting by your immune system. Oh, that's cool. They glance away at least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Okay, let's do it. So having cracks the glass neck of the stabilizers. Vial uses the syringe to extract the fraction of the liquid. They tap on the syringe, like the old doctor way of tapping the syringe. I don't even really think they do that. Really, I work at a hospital, so it's just a thing that they do in front of patients. You watch as any sign of might emerges from the clear liquid. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering in the initial ejection, but the little response. As sensation begins to spread from the site, a phasing, trembling wave disperses through your arm. With incredible speed, your vision goes white and then returns. Sabine appears encased in shards, sparkling light that slowly fades in darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness. Muffled noises like an argument are heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine's sitting in a chair by the window facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? Oh, yes, I'm awake. The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yadgin acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled and distracted. You should rest somewhere, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gestures you to the door. Another patient, sorry. Sabine nods towards the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room. They return to your glowing slate. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things are moved or shifted. You wonder how long have you been out? I mean, nothing comes from free sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Teshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Oh, so we're gonna buy our next dose. Okay, that's what the stable stuff is. Let's go ahead and go in data. I don't know what this data stuff is still. But I think it might be important for us to go ahead and... Okay, we have the same one. Let's go ahead and bypass. Guess not. Okay, let's go to the yard. We're gonna be doing some manual work. His deadline is approaching, I'm guessing. You arrive in buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flashing across the vast dark shape suspended below the dome. They flicker across the scorched hull plate and bent structures spilling from the holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart. Some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Dagros stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. She is... I don't see the ship, but I should thank you. This place was on its last legs. You're turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly as the interior visible through the multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same Let me try it again. Enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think what became of its crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. Managed to convince your scavengers friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. Know what happened to the ship? Not my concern. He shrugs. The ship creaks like a cleaving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dagros is visible excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk. Their lights illuminate flashes of dented hull. Watching you wonder if you arrive in a similar fashion. Locked aside the container, the wreck of innocent freighter lowered into the yard like it's a corpse ready to be butchered, or was the container delivered to Dagos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into the strange station? You shudder, perhaps, if you should learn something about this ship. You might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Dagos squeezes your shoulder after these past cycles. I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Let's do it. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. A real beauty, Dagos repeat. Perhaps just to myself. You take one of the last look on the shattered ship at the drones start cutting, and then the ship out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold and empty in the empty passage. We paid off our debt, got a trophy for that. We got an upgrade point. Alright. Tutorial, character upgrades. You completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to span the upgrade character. Access your character menu with R1. I want to see something first. What are these like? Are these like interfaces? Alright, so we can... Can I not upgrade? Where's my upgrade thing at? Doesn't tell me. I guess I gotta sleep for the update? I mean, for the upgrade? I don't even know. Guess I'll just end cycle. I mean, there's nothing to do. We're hungry again. Hunted. Something's out there. Now we can upgrade. What should we put our upgrade point in? Can I choose an upgrade? It says we got an upgrade point, right? Oh, there we go. We gotta push X down on it. Self-repair. Use scrap components at home to repair condition. Condition. What do you mean condition? Endure. Use strength for will. That endure would be good. I think we might need some endure. Can't do that. We can't do protective reasoning. We can't do engage. And to approach problems with awareness. Predict dice, potential outcome. Use strength or strength of will. Sunbathe. Dice actions allows energy recovery at home. Energy recovery. Transference. So having chance to gain cryo and interface actions. I don't even. We can't do this one because we're gonna have the chance to gain energy after engage action. That would be good, but we don't have that. I don't even know. This is like more of a what if, like productive season dice, positive, negative outcome. Intuit, approach problems with awareness. Roll evolve your dice once per cycle. What do you mean dice action at home? Wait, you can do dice actions at home? No, you can't. Alright. We're in stable condition. We just need to eat something. I guess since I'm doing these, I should try to get... Since I'm trying to do these nodes... I don't really know what they're for. Maybe I should just go for the node upgrade? How do I... Can I not do it again? How can I upgrade when it doesn't pop up? Strange. I can't upgrade anything. It's weird. Ooh, we can do a dangerous one. Plus 1 yard clearance. Plus 15 cycle. Oh yeah, look at that. What is this? Scrap fader? Unload. What is scrap for again? Scrap allowance. Buy goes up to scrap market valuable stuff. We probably want to keep our stuff for... I don't even know what scrap is for. Oh, there we go. Now we can access. I don't know why. Okay, so we're going to do transfer and endurance, interface actions. That's a chance to gain. That means it's not even guaranteed, right? Oh, that'll be good. 20% discounted. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go straight for... I have no clue what I'm doing. Okay, now let's try one. This is 2. Where's the one with the 1 on it? That's Heaven Gate, key node. It's the key node. What data is catch, tracked, and collapsed? Who hide this from purpose? This one is the members broadcasting open network. So now all these have like a second node, right? We don't have a cipher yet. Can't do that yet. Well, I guess we'll do this node. Once a cryptic key. One cryptic key. What does that mean? We have one cryptic key. Can we open something? Let's go see what he wants. Everything catching your attention as you approach the Heaven building, leaning against your bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach faster to come to this way, security, all that. He gives you a look, you know. He slams the button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights, dark beyond. You follow the fling inside. Truth to behold, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses and closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged and generators, diagnostic slates, and things you didn't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There's a chorus of hum that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. That's incredible. He smiles wildly. I thought you'd say that. He perhaps nearly server stacks, which bleeps, beeps, does boops. I don't know. It's beeps, boops, bleeps in the response. This is my treasure trove of I dredged up from the seas of systems. We call the eye. Wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a torn block, speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station A1, the one Solomon built. We've had to invent new components to repair things we never built, reverse engineering entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the eye and think they are seeing the constant and concrete reality, but this place is a system conflux, decaying, growing, collapse into, and now configures. He walks down between the hardware stacks, and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from the corporate organs. He stops. At least that's what I'm trying to do. He turns back and faces you along the flickering machines humming around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All of these systems and selections and sections. You can't you? I can't see it. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there, between the people and their systems. You light the place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the light around you as you do flickering to realm to follow the gaze. Fleeing notice it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you are on the run, though. They are tracking me. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place, in these subsystems. I can't see access protocols last time, and Decay secrets a shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place, break off those last ghost limbs of the corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in the heavenage, there is old growth. There will those roots trace back to those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past. I'll see what I can do about the tracker of yours. He winks. I'm in. Fling bumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. He meets your eye. You won't regret it, sleeper. Fling passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift, he smiles. It's a Sohm cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slots that into the old network's gate. You'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from those nodes inside. He walks you back into front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can. Turn up, use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above he nods at the ceiling, have granted me the acquisition budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. You need it. Okay. He slams the door button open. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step blinking back out of the passage, those flickering lights still in the back of your mind. Is that what these are? I don't have one. Still got a key, right? I don't have a summon data key, apparently. I guess we can do the safe option. It's fine. We got like a +1 there. It should be fine, right? Yep, yard clearance +16. Alright. Guess let's sleep now. End cycle. I don't think I can take back points, yeah, so... Shipyard. have that. Oh, we do have a solemn cipher, don't we? Yeah, it's right there. Can we, Can't do nothing though. Let's go and go back to work. Let's go ahead and do a savage operation. Go ahead and go full on. Could do it again. Oh, that gives us energy? Oh, that's cool. Buy some cryo. Can't do that one. As you drift back from the node, something latches onto you. A thread strung tight around you, tethers you in place. A taste, the voice, makes you shiver. The source somehow both distant and close behind your ear. You see the distant glint of light shut off, and the sudden shape is at your side. It stalks around you, circling like a shark, like a wolf. Entity unknown, a strange process. Stay still. Please hold. The threads around you thickens until it is a ring, a cylinder, a tunnel of light circled around you. Behold, for a moment, and the is as gone as it fades. You see a creature in front of you. Strange head flickers. What are you? The shape paces around you and lithy legs. Though there is no ground here to place on. Entity identify origin serial Candice and figure faces you special. Sleeper unknown. The figure's strange ahead rotates back. Brackish signature or of it, and not of attempting interface. As the figure speaks, more threads become into spiral from its head. Thick snaking vines like ribbons that flex and wave that they approach with intent. Stop. The figure halts and threads, its head twitching. Entity, your identity is unknown. We only seek the correct legalance. Can you confirm your legal right to existence? Incorrect. You're an entity all at once. Hunter head is directly in front of you. You're blocking your vision. You stink their taste of sealed back. The hunter shimmers with fury. I will find access. I will interface. Sealed dock. An entity hides the rotunda. Is that rotunda? Is someone saying that right? You around its puppet. Hunter extends the razor edge threads. I will not be diverted from my task. It grows with murderous intent. You lash out with once to force not physical strike. Physically a spike of interference leap out like the tip of a spear. Wake up. You're upon waking. You're blinking back into the station, light shaken with fear. I guess that was the hunter. So now let's not do that again. Guess he's getting closer. I'm gonna go over here for a second. I'm gonna do a risky one. -1 condition. That was to be expected. Just tells me the symbol. We have one of those. Plus gates S7 axis. What does that mean? It wouldn't work again. One more time. Dang, that's expensive. Negative. Oh, that's a negative energy. Oh man, we don't have much energy left, I guess. That was my game cases. Whoops. Didn't mean to knock that down. Oh yeah, I did want to finish this, didn't I? And there goes my whole... There goes my PS4, it's fine. I'm gonna go eat before we rest. What do you mean complete active scene? I don't know what it's talking about. Can I not get to that one? Solemn node. I don't know what does it mean. I just want to go to sleep. What is the active, I don't get it. What's an active scene? What am I doing wrong? Nothing here. Is there something here? Nope. Nothing. There's no active scene here. I wish this game, like, it tells me, like, what do they mean by an active scene? I don't know. Do I go here? This is it? Oh, this is active scene? Okay. Sleeper Emphies calls out to you. A booming voice echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok. The fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. Why? He shrugs. He pauses. A drizzle something from a plastic bottle into a wok. I like people. He reasons. I like stories. You pause. Spices reach your nostrils. Think about the kind of stories you'd like to tell, Emphis. Tell him about your dream. All these sleepers you tell Emphis had dreams. Some were simple memories left over from the elimination process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in a dorm scream or cry out in the night, but your dreams, those gray skeletal after image of systems and structures of threads, patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrive in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink. And now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some processes of interfacing, of sparking, of living in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps your reason is just some side effect or particular quality of frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphasize finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smells. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take the gratefully as you eat and talk, a natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market, but my time is done for today. I do not want to keep you longer, so I'll make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes. Ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard of this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. And this begins packing up his things. Can you bring me one? I cannot across the gap. I worry about leaving my things behind, he smiles. I'm sure you storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agree. Good booms. Emphies, when I will wait for you to bring them. Emphies slides his work away, strengthens up. I will prepare a recipe, then Sleeper, good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back into the main market. The rich taste of Emphies' food still lingers in your mouth. Stories for food. You think a trade that seems more than fair. Can I sleep? We're out of trade stuff. We're probably gonna die on our first run, but it's fine. It's about trial and error. That's what I heard about this game. You just gotta go with your gut. Let's go ahead and put a 1 in. 3. It's good enough. 3 makes 4. 16 cryo. The final pieces of winter lights sit in neat piles waiting for your collection. Shuttle from a Heaven's Dream managed to sell the remaining pieces of the That's Hard to Forget he has been telling you about for the past 2 cycles. You, all that remains, haven't to come collect. You look around at the yard, transformed from when you first arrived. The mostly repaired drones flit back and forth, no longer buzzing, unraveling, or lost. The dark corners of the scrap and section sorted for the systems that you and Dragos have put into place over the past cycle, paying off. As you look around, notice the glow of pale light from the office by the entrance, that run-down cab, a building which houses all the records of the sprouting equipment. Dragos must be inside. And get to your feet and walk to find them out in the Shipyard collection. Crew will be here. Knock. Sleeper, come in! You swing open the door and walk in. Dragos is sitting at the small metal desk. The shipyards told me they'd be here soon, and they'll hand over the chits, and the chits, I guess. And we are set. We write something with a stylus on his slate, then shut it off. Of course, we should talk about the bonus. He stands and turns his face in place. I don't know when the next job is coming, but this should tide you over for now. He opens a hand, unravel a stack of chits. What's going on here? I said it's a bonus. Take it. Dragos presses into your hand. I've done well by you. You've returned the favor. He strengthens up and clears his throat. You realize he has prepared what he is about to say. These shits, and bits are for you to take. You do what you will with them. They are from me, and they are the last I'm going to give you. He passes them for no more work for a sleeper in this yard. He folds his arm. I'm sorry, but that's it. You stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard is done with you. He turns away into his terminal. What do you mean? Don't press me, Sleeper. This is for your own good. The glossy apertures of Dragos' headset betrays no emotion. You need to stay away, Sleeper. He passes Cassandra his words. Trouble is going to follow you here. Trust me. What do you know? Legos kick at the floor, frustrated with himself. I'll not be saying anymore. Sleeper Douglas suddenly grabs you by the shoulder and drags you out of the office into the yard. He turns and faces a stack of pieces from the winter light, disconnected, cut down, and totally unrecognizable as a ship. You came through the sleeper. That should have been you, chopped and stacked. His hand trembles on your shoulder. That is what happens here. We cut down broken machines, move them well. Didn't cut you down, but I'm sure as well moving on. Moving you on before whoever killed that ship out there comes to me. What do you mean? He shakes his head. These ships, they didn't get decommissioned. They didn't break down in the dry docks. You think they'd look like that if someone ended them? That means someone tried to end you, Sleeper. And I'm done waiting for them to turn up. You've had our fun. Now it's time. He gives you a little shove. Go on. He turns and walks back of the office. That's it, he shouts. Goes inside. The silence hangs in the air. You leave with your pockets filled with clicks, chits, and bit chits. I don't know anymore. And a strangely hollow feeling in your chest. We are being hunted slowly. I wonder what's on the other side. No one knows you here. You need to change that if you want to access the lower end facility. Go ahead and do that. +1 lower end, or what is this? Elevator, stairway, spokes, climb requires bravery. So he was talking about the gap. We don't have enough of the gap. We're not gonna try to go to the gap just yet, anyways. Don't have one that can access that. About this one? One encrypted key. I'm getting all these encrypted keys, but I don't even know what they're for. Some demon attempts to protect the nodes, speaking perspective. Okay, we don't have that node. We do have this one though. We need another one. Don't have another one. Oh, we can. Let's go and go with the risky again. And from the walkway sidewall horizon looks impossibly vast landscapes of plating and frames. Along the flanks, torches, flickers, drones, maneuver, arc lights glint. The sense of scale industry is both stunning and strangely unsettling. She's quite beautiful, I think. You return to see a figure a little way down, walking, leaning on the rails. He is thin, ragged. This is work gear poorly fitted and looks like those torches are side rails. Horizon flickers in his eyes as he turns to you. Limb, he leans back from the rail, revealing a child standing beside him, staring out at the ship. This is Mina. Sorry, it's Mina. He adds with a smile. Hi, Mina. She stares and tucks herself behind Liam, who doubtfully picks her up. She's a little slow to trust, aren't you, Mina? She buries her face into the folds of his overalls. Mina looks out from the lean chest, and dark brown eye are twinkling among the rough material. You working here? On her then? Liam asks, eagerly gesturing to the vast ship, or just admiring his shift. Mina's weight to his arm. I guess I'm admiring because I'm not working on anything. He nods, glazing back at the sterile horizon. You like her too, don't you? Mina, he josted her a little. She's Mina's, and my ticket out of this place, our escape vector to speak the ship. You haven't heard? Everyone who takes a Heaven's contract on Sadrail Horizon will be entered into the draw for the transit ship support crew. He smiles. We won't get to sleep the journey though. But a couple of decades of service will be nothing for me and Mina if means landfall on a new world. He winks. Transit support? Someone needs to stay awake to keep the thing running. He straightens up, stretching his back. That's a colonial ship, friend. And Celius Foundation is sending thousands to settle the system, well outside the reach of the core worlds. It'll be a totally independent colony. No surgency, no corporations. Celius Foundation. They are having a client, some wealthy project from the core systems interested in independence and self-sufficiency. And all that, they hire the whole shipyard out to help rekit everything. He strokes Mina's hair. Someone else's dream, I suppose, but doesn't mean people like me and Mina can't tag along. Mina responds by pushing his hand away. Daddy, she whispers. Food. Pulling an exaggerated grumpy face, she glances furtively. I'm pretty sure I'm butchering all these words now. U.S. She plays with a set of dog tags that hang from Liam's stick. Just jotting a little meanie. Give Daddy a sec. He turns back to you and suddenly notice how tired I'm not on the Heron's crew yet, but I'll work my way in. You can do it too, friend. We have to stick together. He smiles, little shakily, and you wonder how long he's been working to break into the official shipyard crew. For sure. He looks at the sidereal horizon as if it kind of looked like the issue more for a second. For some reason, I don't know why that popped up in my head. Trying to pull the energy from those flickering torches from the vast hall. We've got to hold out, okay? You aren't quite sure if he is talking to you. That's how it works. While he stares at Mina, catches her curiosity. You agree, Mina? She straightens up and meets your eye. Daddy loves me, she says stubbornly. Darling, you to question her? Daring to question her? Ling smiles. Left Mina. That's it. We hold on. He'll smile sheepishly at you. We just a couple of softies, isn't that right, Mina? He sets her down, standing by his side. She clings onto his leg. Gotta go feed this one. He pats her back. Maybe see you on a shift, huh? He turns and walks down the walkway away from the shipyard. You see them talking and then a moment later Mina turns around and stops. See you, robot. Her shout echoes down the walkway. She flashes you a parting smile before running to catch up with Liam. You watch them a little before you turn back to the impossible scale of side rail horizon and take it out. How long have I been? Alright, we've been streaming for like 2 hours, man. That's a lot of reading. I'm over here half falling asleep. He's coming. I don't even know how to stop him. We might just die anyways. Let's go ahead and end cycle. What is this? I can't do anything here. Yeah, because its skill is locked. So we're moving on. We're moving on with trying to get more, get better stuff. Let's go ahead and eat. What is this? Wants to make this old recipe. You'll need 3 handfuls of garlic. I don't have those. We'll pay for food. Oops, food, right? Alright, we still don't have enough to face the gap, do we? No, we're close. I'm an engineer, I'm gonna go with this one. I get how, like, the +1 works. Energy lower ender, sweet. Plus, Solomon data. Scoping these systems, solo data, okay. I swear I already got these, right? No. Can't do that one. Let's try this one. We might as well try to complete all these sequences, I guess. I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I didn't like start doing this. It's whatever. I can't. Oh yeah, because I don't have a complete sequence. Where's the dock? What is this one? Shorty. Okay. Move. Oh. I'm going to do this. We need to find a place to work. That's the thing. I think the only places we can work. What is this one? I'll just end cycle. Go here, solemn node. Damn, we don't have one. We don't have the node for that. Tracking heaven. Oh, what is this? Oh, we can't do that. Oh yeah, we gotta be +1. We're like a negative, I think, on that one. Twin order fungus. My fave. Gotta love that fungus, you know what I mean? Gotta love it all. Alright, so we're gonna go start assembling stuff. I want to see what negative. It probably won't even give me a negative, right? Quality controls. Whoops. Definitely don't want that. Alright, I'm tired. Okay, it saves on its own. That's gonna be it for today. It's 5:48. But if you want to check this out, this if you have a PlayStation, it's on discount. It's like $7 and something cents. I think it's $7.99. It's like 60% off, and it's actually not that bad. I actually enjoy it. Oh, they have languages. No, I recommend checking this out. Make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and leave a comment down below. And happy Veterans Day for all those who served our country, the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? But until then, y'all have a nice night or a nice morning. Bye-bye.